Hello my little lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and today is Wednesday, and yes, I am back. Some of you may notice that I've gone up about 8 shades in darkness. I just returned from Nevis. We'll talk more about that in another video, but today I definitely want to get this video out of the way because many of you have been asking about this. The name of today's video is the 5 easiest ways to catch a husband. So listen, let's get right into today's video. Number one, there are many women out there who are under the impression that men don't want to get married. And this is a very, very false impression. Men do want relationships and men do want to settle down, but there are certain times in a man's life where you have to catch him. And I'm going to give you the 5 easiest ways, the 5 best times to pounce upon that man and shackle his ankle. No, okay, I'm just joking. Okay, I'm just joking. I'm joking. But I did want to talk with the ladies because I've done a bunch of research. And you know, and we'll talk about, we'll get more in depth about my situation because, okay, you know what? I'll tell you guys a little bit now. Let's talk. Okay, listen. I understand this phenomenon because I, for the longest time, did not want to be married. I did not want to settle down. And earlier this year, and you guys can come along the journey with me, earlier this year, I decided that I'm ready. And we're going to talk about a little bit more of this later on in the video. But there are certain key things to look for. So I'm going to help you ladies out. I want you all to think about evolution. I want you to think about men and women and our anatomy and our purpose, evolutionarily speaking. Okay. Now let's compare men to women. Let's compare the two, okay? Now, the relationship that we have with our genitalia is much different than the relationship that men have with their genitalia by the sheer number of reproductive cells which are produced, the number of eggs produced by women. And you know, the debate is out on this. So I said in a video that it was 400. Somebody said that it's 20,000 and that we only excrete 400. Okay, you know what? Let's put down 20,000 just for argument's sake, right? Okay, we have 20,000 eggs, of which we will excrete about 400 over our lifetime, right? Whereas men have millions. Listen, millions. They have millions of sperm cells, and this creates the difference that men have with their reproductive value and reproductive life cycle than women, because for many women life begins or life starts, or it's a status symbol to get married and get taken care of so that they could be in a situation where their offspring will be taken care of, because a woman can only have, I think the Guinness World Book, somebody check on this, the Guinness World Book, I think the most amount of children that one woman had was, I believe she was in Russia, she had 69 children. And that's on the high end. So let's put down 69 for the women, okay? Let's put down, let's humor the people. This 69, I think that's the most amount, and she had a whole bunch of multiple births, right? Whereas a man's, wait, is that, no, that's equivalent. Listen, this is a man. A man has, that's infinity. He can have children to infinitum. It really depends on the amount of women that he's able to mate with. So the relationship that a woman has with her genitalia and the relationship that a man has with his genitalia are completely on 2 different ends of the spectrum, because a woman is trying to hone the best partner for her, bring in the best partner to be able to take care of her and her offspring, or be able to create the best offspring which has the greatest chance of survival. Whereas a man's objective, evolutionarily speaking, you know, there's some people, and there's some people who say that we are driven by evolution, by evolutionary urges which we can't even understand. So a man feels that he can have children to infinitum. So his relationship, because his sperm is cheap, though they keep producing them, as long as they keep it cool down there and keep them swinging low, they can keep producing sperm cells, right? Oh, you know what? Let me put on the time so I can see how much. Oh goodness me, up to 5 minutes. Okay, let's go on, because I want to get into the 5. So ladies, a man may consider it a limitation to him to settle down, because that cuts down on the number of offspring he can potentially have. So let's now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the 5 easiest ways to catch a husband. Before we get into the 5 ways too, we're going to talk about the 5 worst times to catch one. Number one, one of the 5 worst is when he's in a transition, when he's in changing jobs, in school, changing homes, in some sort of major life transition. That's one of the worst times. Number 2, when he is actively building his career, when he is all about his job, all about his profession, all about advancing. Because there are different types of men out there, but if you happen to come upon a professional man who's building his career, that is one of the worst times. Number 3, and I'm going to put a star near this one, because this one may be a little controversial. When he has very young children, when he has a newborn baby, a child under 2, it varies from life to life. But I have this on the list because you as a woman have to assess the situation. That's why I put a star next to it. You have to assess the situation and see whether or not, see what type of relationship this man has with the woman that just had his child. Why is it that he's leaving a woman who just had his child? What do you know what I'm saying? What went on there? What type of person is he? What's going on with her? What type of person is she? Is she going to interfere with your relationship? What does she need? Young children need lots of things. So you have to, that's one for you to consider. Number 4 is when he is too young. When he feels that he is too young to settle down, that's one of the worst times. And number 5, and we're going to talk about this in another in another video. If this man is already married, that's one of the worst times to try to get him to marry you. Marriage is more than just a state of being. It's a legal contract. Not only a covenant before God, but it's a legal contract in our country. And in order to dissolve a marriage, people have to go through processes. So if he's already married, if he's just getting out of a relationship, if he's separated, or if he's going through a divorce, ladies, please give him a chance to get out of that relationship. Because while a man is, listen, it's more than just a piece of paper, it's a state of mind. And while that ink is still on the marriage certificate, while he is still married, there is always the thought in his mind that he can go back. And right after a divorce, many men are not interested in marriage. But ladies, here's a caveat to that. Men remarry after a divorce quite quickly, within the first 1 to 4 years. So that may be a great time for you to catch him then. So let's talk about, without further ado, let me get the black marker, because the red was what to stay away from. The 5 easiest ways, the 5 best times. Now, ladies, the reason why I'm making this video is because I've been talking about this for months. When I did the video, Broke Boys Gets No Booty, there's a reason why I made that video. And if you listen to that video, you'll understand that a man who is, most responsible men are not going to try to enter into a relationship when they have nothing to offer. And then also, we're going to talk about that a little bit later in this video, because you can run into some extra problems when you start dating men or trying to marry a man who has no money. We're going to talk about that, but that's a little bit further down on the list. Let's talk about, and ladies, part of the reason that, and I want you guys to stop going in circles, because there are many of you out there who are offering yourselves up and staying in these relationships and not really knowing what to do. You cannot sex a man into marrying you. So what you're doing, you know, like in Monopoly, that get out of jail free card, you're giving him a get into your panties pass. Get to your panties free pass. You cannot sex a man into wanting to marry you. There are certain life stages that he goes through where he's more likely to settle down. So let's talk about number one. This is the easiest right here. And it really requires no science, right? There are different cultures marry at different ages. You know which culture and society that you're in. And it depends on how far advanced your mate wants to go. If you're in a society where people graduate high school and they get married, if you're in some place like Utah, you know, very religious communities where sex outside of marriage is frowned upon, you're going to find men who are marrying younger. And then you look at the families and the people around them. So there are going to be pinnacle ages that a man is going to marry depending on the society that he's in, because people start thinking about their mortality and they start thinking about their longevity and what it is that they are going to give to this earth, and they start thinking about what their contribution is going to be. So ladies, the number one easiest way is to catch him when he's at a pinnacle age, 21, 25. And this right here is my favorite, because I remember when I was turning 30 and when I've met men who were turning 30. 30 is a tremendous age. I don't know why, but when a man is 29, ladies, look out. Look out for him when he's 29, about to turn 30. That's a great time to catch him, because he's starting to think about what his contribution is going to be. He's starting to think about his life right there. He's 30, 35 years away from retirement. So he's starting to think about having children and settling down. So ladies, this is my favorite right here, right around 30. Then again, it comes around at 35, and even faster and furious when the man is getting close to 40. Men, can you attest to this? Come on, write in the comments below. I want to hear you. I want to hear you. So that's number one. Number two, some of you may not understand this. A man is most likely the one to settle down when he is tired of running around, when he is he's all sexed out. You know what? I was joking with a friend of mine about this, because it's really sad. After a man has offered up his penis enough times, once his banana is all old and used up. Okay, I'm just joking about that. Let's get back to seriousness. When he's tired of playing the field, tired of running around, and when he's tired of the game, you know, he goes the same old. First of all, dating is very expensive for men. And you know, when a man is bristling with testosterone and he's very young, you know, the game is enticing to him. But as he starts to get older and older and older, he gets more and more tired of it. Decade after decade, same old. You know, he gets weary of it. So that's a great time to catch him when he's tired. And how will you know when he's tired? You can talk to him, ask him what are his thoughts on marriage, under what circumstances would he see himself settling down, what are his views, what is he looking for. Talk to him and look him right in the eyes. Have these types of conversations in person. Look him right in the eyes and then find out whether or not he's telling the truth by paying attention to body language. Listen, a lot of you ladies is not going to like this one. But number three, the number three easiest way to catch a husband, one of the three best times. I don't know how to put this. Okay, let's say. Here we go. Fade. When his looks begin to fade. Ladies, listen, you know, there's some hard ways to catch a man. Listen, you can hang around. You could hold on to that man from high school to whenever and never let him go, no matter how much abuse you get. I mean, that's the hard way. The easiest way, ladies. You don't have to hang around from high school. Just keep your eye on him. And the moment you start seeing it become a little thin up there, or when he gets into the age where he can no longer keep that beer belly down, when he starts gaining weight that he can't lose, when his hair starts falling out, or when his looks begin to fade. So when he has faded looks, catch him. You know what? Catch him before they fade all the way out. I mean, you might not want to hear this, ladies, but men will continue to run as long as the ladies will run with them. And when the ladies start coming sparse, when they start sparsing, When they start trickling in instead of the pour or the rush, you know, men realize, oh look, I gotta get somebody now before all of this is gone, you know what I'm saying? Before I lose it all, the muscle tone and all of that, you know, before his thing stops working. Okay, listen. Well, we got Viagra now, so. But when his looks begin to fade, all seriousness, ladies, when his looks begin to fade, which is the sad one, that's why I put it in number 3, because they're happier ones to come. Number 4, once he has built his career, once he's gotten to where he wants to be, it's a very easy time to catch him. And you know, the caveat to that is there's some men who are in professions in which it is more professional for them to be married. So as they climb the corporate ladder, they're going to be looking to couple because it's hard to be in upper management in certain fields. Politics is one of those. Notice we've never had a single president, have we? No, because Kennedy was married when he got in, but he was one of the youngest. Have we had a bachelor president? Talk to me about that one. Put it in the comments. That's the trivia for this one. I don't know. I'll give you an honorable mention in the next video. Have we had a bachelor president? I'll give you an honorable mention. You'll win that. I'll say your name. So first person to write down below. So listen, when he has built his career up into how do I put this? A suitable point for him. He's going to start looking to couple because he is now able to concentrate. So ladies, another reason why I made that video, broke boys gets no booty, because a lot of you are rolling and tumbling around with men who are still building themselves and they're just playing with you, like how a cat paws around with that little ball of yarn. You're just getting poured around. Poured. P-A-W, poured. My New York accent. You're getting poured around. And then number 5. The 5 easiest is when he is ready. And ladies, you will know this because you will look at his actions. You will see the way he treats you, the way he relates to you, and also how quickly he's trying to get sex from you. A man who is interested in long term is not pouring you, trying to get underneath your skirt quickly, because he's looking for a wife and a mother of his children. And if he is pouring you, he's pouring you to disqualify you. Because I'm going to tell you guys a secret in another video. Men do not like loose women for long term because evolutionarily speaking, men have a burden that we women don't have. We're going to talk about this fully. When a woman has a child, she knows the child is hers. When a man has a child, without DNA testing, there's no way for him to know. So he has to judge the character of the woman in order to increase the chances that he will not be cuckolded. We'll talk about that in another video. Ladies. Number 5 is my favorite because you got to catch him when he's ready. Look at how he treats you. Look around in his life. Are all of his single friends already married? Perfect time. Come up on him when his last single friend is about to tie the knot. Girl, you're going to be next. You go catch that bouquet. Okay. Look around at his single friends. Look at his life. Look at, did he come from a functioning 2-parent household? Men who come from functioning 2-parent households have a more positive attitude about marriage. And then also, if he came from a broken home, ask him questions about that. How did he feel about not having his father around? How did he feel about that? And then listen for his answer. If he says something like, F that N, I didn't, you know, going on like that, this is a problem, this is a problem. He got some issues he still need to work out. But if he says something like, it taught me the importance of having a father in the home. It taught me that I'm not going to do that to my children. It taught me. So listen to these and ask him questions. How does he feel about marriage? How does he feel about children? How does he feel about the fact that his father left him? All this other stuff. Talk to him and see, and you can gauge how close he is to wanting to be married, especially when you ask him, what are the circumstances under which you can see yourself getting married? Talk to him about his career. Talk to him about, we're not asking enough questions. And you know what? I told you guys that we were going to get back into it. So remember the 5 lists? The pinnacle ages, when he's tired of running, when his looks begin to fade, when he's built up his career, and when he's ready. And I'm going to end this. I'm going to end the video very soon, but I'm going to put an addendum on this. And I'm going to give the winning quote to somebody on Facebook, and I'm going to mention that in the video that I'm going to do on Friday, because on Friday we're going to talk about how to get yourself ready for a long-term relationship. And the addendum to number 5, ladies, the easiest time to catch a husband is when you are ready. And that's where I wanted to talk about myself, because before we attract into our lives, you know about the power of attraction. We attract into our lives what's going on with us. And ladies, I will tell you, when I became ready, when I decided about a month or so ago that I wanted to settle down, there were certain changes that I needed to make, and I still need to make in my life in order to make that happen. We're going to talk about that in the video on Friday. But then also, I started attracting, you would be surprised. You know, sometimes you talk to men and they're like, oh, I don't want to settle down. Oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. Oh, the moment I decided that I wanted to settle down, oh my goodness, like every man that I'm meeting, I just started drawing them into my life. And that's how I know that men want to get married. And the ages vary, the circumstances vary, you know, but the 5 key that I put down there. So ladies, listen, you have to be ready. And I'm going to quote the person from Facebook in the next video on Friday, so join me for that. Ladies, this is a touchy topic, money. How do I put this? Ladies, men need to feel like men, and I've started interviewing a lot of men over the past few months, and most of the men that I've spoken to have all said that they want to be able to give something. They want to be able to take care of their families. Even in today's times where women can take care of ourselves, or we can take care of half of it, men want to know that they can be able to carry the household. They want to be able to have something to offer the woman. So you rolling around with men out there, these men with no money are less likely to marry. Depending on the society that they're from, you can catch a man right out of college, but he's finished his education, and talk about the pinnacle years. But anyway, lady, this is what I wanted to say. Men who get married, who do not have money, who are taken care of by their wives, are 5 times more likely to cheat. Hear me. They're more likely to cheat because they don't feel like men, so they have to do things which will make them feel more manly. So you'll do yourself a great favor by making sure that you allow this man a chance to come into his own, to get to know himself, to grow as a man, to do the things that he needs to do. And honey, you do the things that you need to do too. Grow yourself. You know what? I'm not going to give away too much right now. Join me back here on Friday. Subscribe to my videos here on YouTube. And there's a new way that you can subscribe. If you click on the subscribe button, there is an area, even all of the people who are subscribed to me right now, click on the subscribe button. They added this. I went to a YouTube meeting like a month or 2 ago. They added a feature where you can have the videos delivered right to your inbox, your email inbox. So go there and make sure that you do that. And I love all the comments below from all of the married men, from all of the men who are not interested in marriage. Talk to the ladies. Help the ladies out. I'm not trying to end your booty calls. I'm trying to actually help you not get as many headaches from people who are trying to attach themselves to you, trying to marry you after the first set of intercourse, as long as they can look for the signs that you're really not in any position to settle down. So help me and leave some comments below. Subscribe to my videos here. Come over to Facebook, because I asked you guys questions on Facebook. I'm going to start announcing the names of the winning comments in my videos on YouTube. Because come to Facebook, I'll put the link below, and come to Twitter, twitter.com/TonyaTko, facebook.com/TonyaTko show. My friend page is filled up, so I'm switching over to the fan page. Well, look, I love you guys very much. Now go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? Love yourself. That's right, and I love you. And you know what? I'm back in New York now, and I'm going to schedule a really impromptu conference. It's not even going to be a conference. It's going to be a sit down so that we can get together and talk to one another. It's going to be very cheap, and it's going to be very soon. All right, so listen, I love you all. Stay in touch with me. Come over to my website, tkoworld.net, and I am out. Do you want a hug? Do you want a hug? Do you like my belt? I got this. I'm going to give you guys some of my fashion tips in a little bit. So hug me, hug me, hug me. I love you guys very, 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 very much. Okay, I'm out of here. TonyaTko, and I'm out. Peace.